Hi guys, Rubric here with another Serious Sam Fusion video. Today we are gonna compare old BFE to new BFE, so the classic SAM 3 version versus the Fusion version after the last update. My main inspiration for this was Seriously Stupid's video. He did a comparison video for Kleer Corridor in the Dark Bride. So yeah, a pretty damn good video, by the way. Can only highly recommend to watch that. So yeah, Kleer Corridor, we are gonna get to that later. While doing it, I thought while I'm here in the Dark Bride, I might as well add two other little bits, showcasing for one, the playability on plus 400% enemy strength, and the other thing is what we talked about on the forums about the fair kind of hard versus the unfair kind of hard. So we are gonna have two little other scenes that I hope will showcase that. Mind you, Dark Bride is at the moment very far away from being playable at plus 400% enemy strength. I think, at least. I haven't found out any tricks how to do it yet. Maybe someone else will, but I haven't at the moment. Okay, so let's hop into it. We are starting with the spider room at the beginning of Dark Bride, and this is old BFE. Since I wanted to showcase the playability on plus 400% enemy strength, that's the reason why I'm using the mutilator, because on plus 400% you kinda have to. So yeah, this was never really one of the hardest bits. I mean, you could take a hit if you weren't careful, but all in all, not really super hard. Pretty much doable. Right, now to compare that with Fusion BFE. And we already taken the first hit. So as you can see, there's way more spiders at the same time, and they spit a lot faster, and I'm pretty sure spider spit didn't lead you in the old version. In the new version it does. So I've played this a bunch of times. I have not beaten it without taking damage yet. And since my goal is to play the game without health and armor pickups, I'm looking for ways to do stuff without taking damage. So okay, that was the mutilator version, now I'm doing it with guns. It's easier, but I'm still taking damage. No, at least I thought I was taking damage, but I didn't. Okay. I did a couple of tries for this one. The other times I did take damage. Okay, next is back into old BFE, is that little area with all the Rocketeers. Again, I'm using the mutilator because that's how you have to do this bit if you play on plus 400%. So with the old Rocketeer bullets coming straight at you, strafing basically avoids getting hit. Now let's see what happens in new BFE. Again, I'll start with using the mutilator. And the new homing Rocketeer bullets is one good example of what I mean when I'm talking about fair kind versus unfair kind of hard. They are homing, okay. But what makes it the really unfair kind of hard is that even if you dodge them, they can do a 180 behind you and hit you in the back. And there's nothing you can do about that. So if you get hit by a dodged homing bullet, or if you don't get hit, is luck-based more than anything else. And that to me is the wrong kind of hard. It's luck-based kind of hard, unfair kind of hard. In my opinion, anyway. So again, I did a bunch of takes on this one, and that one, what we've seen here, was the best result. Again, I did not manage to do that without taking damage. Now, let's do it again with guns. And we've already taken our first hit. There is of course a way you can kind of cheese this fight if you run upstairs towards the secret armor. Then they'll all come at you basically in a single line, and that makes it easier. But
these guys have seriously lost.
Yeah, we want to do it properly. Okay, so now for the main reason why I'm doing this video, and that's the Kleer Corridor. The Kleer Corridor in new BFE is insanely hard. It's insanely hard. But let's watch the old version first. I quite forgot to mention that all this is unmodified serious difficulty. So just plain old good regular serious difficulty.
My diagnosis? Acute lead poisoning.
Mind you, I haven't played the old BFE in a long time, a couple of months at least, and this here was the first take. I didn't go and practice this fight at all, I just went ahead and played it. Quite unlike the fusion version, I can tell you that much. So on the forums we've talked about the little pauses that this massive clear wave used to have, and as you can see, here's the first of these little pauses. Gives you a chance to grab some ammo. If they pushed you too far back, you can move forward and yeah, kind of have a little breather in all the mayhem. And this of course was the next little pause. Is that it? Didn't have the SAM line yet. Alright, 2 leftover guys. Now, tiny little bonus, because this next wave is not in fusion, at least not in single player. But while we're here, might as well kill these guys as well. Right, so this, yeah, it wasn't the super cleanest of runs by any means, but okay, and like I said, it was a first try, and I got through it, and that's good enough for this little comparison. Now in Fusion things are quite different. The beginning, this bit here, is pretty much the same though, but the massive clear wave is totally different. And a lot harder. An awful lot harder.
My diagnosis? Acute lead poisoning.
So, yep, the early bit here pretty much the same. The massive clear wave is the big difference. And I won't lie, it took me at least 15 tries to finally get through it. In this video you will see the first time I've ever beaten it. I've tried so many times and I just couldn't beat it for the love of it, and I didn't even get close. I got pushed back beyond all belief, and yeah, like I said, it wasn't even close. I got wrecked, I got obliterated. What eventually did it for me is I used the Devastator. I kinda refrained from doing that earlier because I don't know, this whole thing showcases the minigun, doesn't it? So I thought I wanted to do it with minigun only, but I couldn't get through it by using only the minigun. Only with the Devastator did I finally manage to get through it. Yeah, you'll see in a minute how this looks.
I have enough lead for all of you.
So for one thing, the massive clear wave doesn't have the little pauses anymore. I have written in the forums that bringing these pauses back might do it. I think I'm gonna take that back. I think it's more than just the missing pauses. I now think that I've played this a whole lot, like I said, at least 15 times. I think it's just way too many clears towards the end. It's okay at the beginning, but towards the end it just gets too many clears. So up to here it's about okay, I'd say. But now pretty soon is when the real craziness begins. Yeah, there we are. Not quite. Not quite. Now I think is where, yeah, it gets crazy beyond belief. So yeah, imagine playing this without health and armor. That's probably not gonna happen at the moment. Alright, so I think that was
You
that.
see what happens when you move in front of my gun?
Okay, so I don't know, guys. I think this clear wave is way too hard. The rest of the game, everything else on unmodified serious difficulty, I didn't have many problems with, if any at all. But this here, like I said, at least 15 tries till I finally got through it, and only because I resorted to using the Devastator, which, yeah, I don't know, I think since this showcases the minigun, I kinda think it should be doable with minigun only. That's my personal opinion anyway. So yeah, massive, massive, massive difficulty spike, and I think just putting the little pauses back in won't do it. I think maybe towards the end of the whole thing, not quite as many clears would probably do the trick. So, but at the moment, I personally think it's way too hard, especially if you compare it with the rest of the game. But okay, that was it. That was a little comparison of old BFE versus new BFE. I hope you guys had some fun, and I'll see you around. See you next time. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye.